Hello everybody and welcome to episode 2 of Dota Kingdom's Complete Beginner's Guide to Dota 2. In this episode we'll be looking at some of the initial visual aspects of the game. While we are doing so, I will also explain the aims of the game. When you first load into a proper game of Dota 2, you'll be presented with this character selection screen. For the time being, we're not going to look into this into much detail. I'm just going to pick Anti-Mage as you see here by clicking this confirmation button. Once you are finally within the game, you'll find yourself with a screen that looks like this. You can move the camera by moving the mouse cursor to the edge of the screen in the desired direction. Now before we go anywhere, let's take a look at the HUD. Along the top of the screen you will find the scoreboard. This shows the portraits of all the heroes in the game and a counter of the number of kills that each team has. It is important to note though, the number of kills a team has over another does not indicate that they are necessarily winning, as you will see later. To the bottom right of the HUD you will see 6 empty slots. These are your item slots. Objects bought from shops will occupy these slots. Above these slots you will see the shop button. This will present a side screen menu allowing you to purchase items that fill your 6 slots. There is also more complex interactions that you can perform here, but they will be mentioned in another video. Across the base of the HUD is your character information. In the centre is your skills. Here you can see what is available to you and what current level you have each of those skills set at. Above this is your character's health and mana bars. Mana is generally used in the utilisation of most of your skills. To the left of this is your character's stats and portrait. These again will be explained in more detail in a later video. In the bottom left corner is the minimap. This shows your location on the map, as well as the position of your allies. If an enemy is within sight range of one of your units, they will also appear on the minimap, but otherwise will be hidden. By left clicking on the minimap, you can quickly jump the camera about the map, allowing you to quickly observe what is happening in a global radius. In the top left corner, you can see a couple small options. One will display a more detailed breakdown of an individual player's scores. Another will allow you to access any cosmetics being shared by other players for you to temporarily use, and one will allow you to go back to the main menu. It is worth noting, however, that the game will carry on in the background if you do ever go into the main menu again. Now let's go explore the map. The place you start at is called the Fountain. It is the spawn location of your team and also contains a general store which sells most fundamental items. Your fountain is the most safe place on the map for you. Enemies that try and enter it will take heavy damage, killing them in a matter of seconds. Just outside your fountain is your Ancient. This is the key structure of your base. It is the aim of the game to destroy your opponent's equivalent to this structure. In order to do this, you will need to break through the defences of the opposing team's base. Guarding your Ancient are 2 tier 4 towers. You'll soon get why I call them tier 4. These towers will attack enemy units that come within a certain radius of them. Your Ancient is invulnerable while these 2 structures are still standing. Further out, you'll begin to see the map start to spread out. On the edge of the unit base, you will find 3 clusters of buildings. In each cluster is a tier 3 tower and buildings called barracks. One barracks called the ranged and one the melee. The barracks are buildings that produce computer-controlled units called creeps that dim-wittedly run at the enemy base until they come across an enemy unit. Again, the barracks are invulnerable while the tier 3 tower stands. Destroying them will grant you stronger creeps in the corresponding lane. Now onto the lanes. There are 3 lanes for your 3 sets of barracks that cover the map. The top lane, as shown here, the middle lane, and the bottom lane. Creeps walk down each of these lanes continuously until the game is over. Guarding each lane is a tier 2 and a tier 1 tower. As you might have gathered, the tier 1 towers are your outermost defences and your tier 4 towers are your innermost. You cannot destroy a tower that is behind another. In other words, you cannot destroy a tier 2 tower without taking out the tier 1 that is in front of it in that lane. Likewise with the tier 3. Tier 4 towers can be destroyed once only a single one of the 3 tier 3 towers at the lane entrances has been destroyed. Meaning tier 4 towers can only be destroyed once an entire lane has been taken. On top of this, there are a few other key locations on the map. There are 2 secret shops, one for each side, that supply generally expensive items and components. There are also 2 side shops, one for each side lane. They sell a small, restricted set of items only. The river is what splits the territories of the 2 sides. Inside the river are 2 spots where runes will spawn every 2 minutes, one either side of the mid lane. I'll explain these in greater detail later. On either side there is also a place that is given the name of jungle. It is here that neutral units will spawn in locations called camps. These units do not do anything but will attack you if provoked. They merely provide another source of incomes to heroes, and some heroes will have special interactions with neutral units. Also on each side there is what is called an ancient camp. These spawn larger neutrals that are more powerful but grant bigger rewards. The final location on the map is Roshan's pit. In essence, Roshan is a boss of some sorts. He scales in strength as the game goes on, meaning he is always a challenge to take down. The rewards for killing him, however, are always worth it though. Income for your team and an item that grants one player an instant respawn. The detailed mechanics behind these I'll go again into more detail later on. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time where we'll begin looking at how to play with your hero, earning gold, experience and buying items.